ओम परमात्मने नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। जयति जगति मायामेषकायात् वस्ते वचनदर्शनमेकं केवलं चाकलय्य ध्रुवपदमपि यातो यत्कृपातो ध्रुवोऽयं सकलकुशलपात्रं ब्रह्मपुत्रं नतोऽस्मि. இன்னைக்கு we are going to speak on what is Brahman. That seems to be, even though everyone talks about Brahman in all of India and even all over the world, people talk about Brahman, but if you ask them what is Brahman, nobody is able to give a clear answer, right? One should be able to really at least understand internally what is Brahman. How it is, a child, 2 or 3 year old child, he hasn't seen an elephant, doesn't know what is elephant, right? But you show the child a picture of an elephant and tell him this is elephant, right? If you do it a few times, the child registers it in his mind. And then you take him to a zoo and show he sees the elephant, and then immediately he is able to recognize from the picture that this is elephant. So he will say this is elephant, right? Similarly, when we say Brahman or Atmikam, what does it mean? What does it register in your mind? Even though it is very clearly described in the scriptures what it is, hardly anyone has really understood, or if they have understood, they have not explained it to the general mass of people what it is. So we are trying to explain that to the ones who are listening to this lecture. Okay. In order to understand what is Brahman, we have to first understand Bhautikam. What is Bhautikam? This entire creation is known as Bhautikam. Everything in this creation is known as Bhautikam. So we can even take just the subject matter of this body, right, as an example of Bhautikam, right? And if we understand about this body and those things that are connected to this body, you can understand about Bhautikam, which applies to the entire universe. Okay. So what do we understand about this body? Okay. We can just go straight to Bhagavan to tell us what it is, what Atma is, what Atmikam is, what Brahman is, and what Bhautikam is. We will hear it from the mouth of Bhagavan. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan, the first thing that he tells to Arjuna is Natvevaham Jatu Nasam Natvam Neme Janatipaha Na Chaiva Na Bhavishyamaha Sarve Vayamataha Param. There was never a time when I did not exist, Bhagavan says. There was never a time when I did not exist, nor you, to Arjuna, nor you, nor all these kings who are assembled here. And there will never be a time in the future also when any of us will cease to exist. All of us will continue to exist forever, even into eternity, even into transcendence. That is, even after getting salvation, we will continue to exist. He says it with a plural, Sarve Vayam. All of us will continue to exist forever. All of us always existed. Okay. So what is he talking about? All these kings who are here, They didn't exist before, right? All those bodies didn't exist before. As the for Arjuna, his body did not exist before, right? So when he says we have always existed forever in the past and we will continue to exist forever in the future, all of us, he is talking about the soul. All of them, all the kings, right? Their souls he is talking about. And he is making it clear by his next verse. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra na muhyati. Just as in this body, the soul, dehi means the soul that is residing within this body. Just as in this body, the soul goes from childhood to youthhood to middle age and old age. Similarly, at the end of this body, the soul simply transfers into another body. So, the soul is eternal. The soul is changeless. It is remaining the same throughout. The child body is gone. The boyhood body is gone. Youthhood body is gone. At old age, one is thinking that I am the same person. I have not changed. Whatever I did at 90-year-old, whatever I did at 10 years old, I remember I did it. Right? So that I has not changed. I am still existing. But all these bodies have dead and gone. Childhood is dead and gone. Boyhood is dead and gone. Youthhood is dead and gone. Middle age is dead and gone. Now old age. And this also is going to be finished in some time. And then the soul goes on into another body. The soul is eternal, never changing. So, if we understand clearly what is Brahman, first we need to understand Bhautikam, which this body is an example. Okay, this body is temporary. It keeps changing and then it perishes. Okay, so what is perishable is Bhautikam. Okay. Along with that temporary nature and the perishable nature of this Bhautikam also goes darkness and ignorance. This body is made up of dark matter. If you shut yourself into a room or into a closet, shut off all the doors and everything so that no light comes in, shut off all the lights inside that closet, you go inside, you will not be able to see anything. You cannot see your own hand through you put in front of your eyes. Right? You cannot see anything within that closet. So that's because this body is made of dark matter and it requires an external source of light to reveal it. Okay? And along with darkness, ignorance goes. We don't know anything about our own body. Right? So that is ignorance. Darkness and ignorance. And the third thing about this Bhautikam is that it always gives rise to miseries. Right from the time of birth, right? It cries and comes. Child comes. And then from there, it is always a struggle for existence. Right? Always fighting to be happy. Right? Struggling to be happy. You can imagine how much struggle we have to take, how much to avoid miseries, right? We are starting right from the age of 3, kindergarten, grade school, medium school, high school, college, getting a degree, and then from morning till night we work, go to work. So we can earn some to maintain this body, have some food, and when you are able to do it all very nicely, you feel you are happy. Okay, but if you think about it, all these activities from the time of birth to the time of death, whatever it is that people, men, women, all living beings do in the life is to overcome misery. When we are able to overcome misery, we feel happiness. Happy. If you ask them, are you happy? They said, yes, we are very happy. What? What is that happiness? Overcoming misery. That's not true happiness. Okay. So the misery is the real foundation built into the body, that it keeps giving those miseries. And we are always struggling to avoid these miseries and overcome these miseries, which we call as happiness. This is the situation with the body. It is temporary and perishable. Second, so the second it is darkness and ignorance, and the third it is always giving rise to misery, right? Sukham, dukkam, always these things come. Sukham, dukkam, happiness and distress keep coming and going. Old age, birth, old age, disease, death. All these things cause us problems. The body gives problem, other bodies give problem, and also you get problems from nature. Right? All these are causing different types of miseries. Okay, this is the nature of Bhautika. Why we say all these things? Because when you understand Bhautika, we can understand Brahman. What is Brahman? Okay. We said that Bhautika is actually this Bhagavan says Adibhutam Charo Bhavaha. He said the Bhautikam Garudev, what this body is perishable, he says. Right? Bhagavan says, Arjuna asks in the 8th chapter, he is asking, what is Brahman? What is Atma? And what is Bhautika? Right? Answer Krishna is giving. He says, Adibhutam Charo Bhavaha. The Bhautikam Garde, it is perishable. So this body is perishable, so it is called Adi Bhautikam or Bhautikam, right? Material body. Now, to understand the Brahman, he asked the question, Kim Tat Brahma? What is that Brahman? Krishna answers in just 2 words. Just 2 words. He says, what is Brahman? Aksharam Brahma. Aksharam Brahma. Meaning that which is imperishable is Brahman. Okay. We said whatever it is perishable, that is Bhautikam. But here Krishna says, if you want to know what is Brahman, you understand that what is imperishable is Brahman. When he says imperishable, just like in this Bhautikam, which entire universe is Bhautikam, right? What do you experience? Everything you see, feel, experience, everything is undergoing these transformations and changing bodies and ultimately perish, right? That is the nature of Bhautika. So when he says, and what are there in this, not only this body, there are all kinds of bodies. There is Bhumi, is there, the earth is there, there is water, there is river, there are rivers, oceans, mountains, trees, plants, all kinds of animals and birds and insects, all kinds of living beings are there within this Bhautikam. And they all undergo this imperishable nature, the perishable nature of Bhautikam. Okay? There are different lokas, Brahma Loka to Patal Loka, different lokas are there. Then within the earth, there are different continents, there are different countries, there are different cities, different villages, everything is there. But they all come under the category of perishable nature, Bhautikam. Okay? So all these things we experience, right? They are all perishable. So when Bhagavan says that which is imperishable is Brahman. We have to understand that there is something that is imperishable. Here there is things that are perishable. Similarly, there are things that are imperishable. And what are those things? Everything that you feel and experience within the universe, they are all perishable. So we have to understand that same things is true of imperishable also. All the things that you feel and experience in this creation is also present in Brahman. Okay? When he says Aksharam Brahma, it refers to the spiritual creation. There is entire creation of spiritual nature. There are spiritual worlds, there are spiritual cities, there are spiritual villages, there are spiritual persons, spiritual birds, spiritual animals, spiritual mountains, spiritual rivers, spiritual oceans. Anything, everything that you experience in this Bhautikam is there also. So it's not that Brahman has no form. There is form there. Just like we have forms in this creation, material creation, there are forms. Similarly, in the spiritual also, there are forms. And they are all of the nature of imperishable nature. Aksharam Brahma. Brahman means spiritual, and it is imperishable. Everything is there. Okay? And that is one nature. It is imperishable. There is no old age, no disease, no death, no miseries. Right? It is ever existing, eternal. There is no beginning or end. There is no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. Nothing is there, no miseries. Right? And secondly, those spiritual bodies are bright and lustrous. Our scriptures describe them as Koti Surya Samaprabha. They are like millions of suns put together. The shine emanating from the spiritual bodies is like that. Okay? And along with that goes knowledge. That spiritual personalities are full of knowledge, not ignorance. And the third thing, we talked about miseries in the Bhautika, right? But in the spiritual realm, there is no misery there, no old age, no disease, no anxieties, nothing. There is only pure bliss, which is called Ananda. So the eternal nature of Brahman, ever existing, there are things existing there, as we said. There are, just like we have different countries and lokas and everything is there also. So they are all eternal, ever existing. Then secondly, there is their bodies are luminous, like millions of suns put together. And the third is it is ever blissful there. There is no misery. That experience where you don't have to feel any misery, you don't feel any misery, is called bliss. That is called the eternal nature is called Sat. The luminous, knowledgeable part of Brahman is called Chit, and that total bliss where there is absolutely no misery at all, that is called Anandam. So Sat Chit Anandam. Okay, and that is followed by Rupa. There is form in Brahman. This is the thing, right? Everywhere within Bharatam, and also those who have gone out of Bharatam, everywhere they say that there is no form, which is absolutely wrong, because Krishna himself has said that all of us will continue to exist forever. We always existed in the beginning, from the very beginning, and we will continue to exist. We exist now, we continue to exist forever, even when one gets salvation, right? So it is ever existence. So Krishna has said these characteristics for Brahma, okay, and he has defined it in just 2 words, Aksharam Brahma. There is another point to this also. Okay, when he says Aksharam Brahma, what does it really refer to? Okay, he explains that in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is called Akshara Brahma Yoga. Okay, and he is explaining that Akshara Brahma to be his home, where he resides. Okay, Avyakta Akshara Ityuktaha Tamahu Paramam Gatim Yam Prapya Nanavartante Tad Dhama Paramam Mama. That Dhama, home, is very shining, brilliantly brightful like millions of suns. That is my home. That is the goal of life for all Jivatmas. All the souls, Jiva souls. Why it is called Jivatma? Jivatma means Jiva is imprisoned within this Deha. He is a prisoner. He is a prisoner. All are Bandhanam, Samsara Bandhanam. All Jivatmas are prisoners. Okay? So, all the Jivasmas, the goal of human form of life, particularly human beings, we have got this human form of body there. The goal of the human form of life is to go home. He says, Tad Dhamma Parama Mama. He says, you come there. That is your home also. Why? Because you have come there. You have come from there. All these Atmas, Jivatmas have come from Bhagavan. All these Jivatmas are parts of Bhagavan. Mama eva amsaha jiva loke jiva bhutaha sanatanaha. These Jivas, Atmas, are my amshas, parts. Okay? And we have come from the spiritual world, God, Bhagavan's home, which is called Govaloka. From there we have come. And especially from the scriptures, we find that region where we were born first is from the womb of Radha. Krishna is the seed-giving father. He says that in Bhagavad Gita. And Mama Yonir Mahat Brahma. When he says Mama Yonir, now my Garbham. Mahat Brahma is my Garbham. When he says my Garbham, he refers to Radha. And when he says I am the seed-giving father, he talks about himself as Purusha, as a male person. And when he says Mama Yonir Mahat Brahma, he is talking about the female, his female form, which is Radha. And he is the seed-giving father. And from Radha is born the entire creation. Okay, as Mahavishnu is the first body that comes out of Radha. She discards that because within Mahavishnu the entire creation is there. Or Ananta Kodi Brahmandangaram within that Mahavishnu. Okay, and all the Jivatmas are put into all these universes that are there within Mahavishnu. Okay, so our source, the where we came from, is Rasamandala. From Rasamandala, we had the birth. All Jivatmas were born in Rasamandala, and that egg that is born is discarded by Radha into these, because she knows these are all criminals. These Jivatmas that did something wrong there. So they are sent to this creation in order to reform themselves. He repeats that in Bhagavad Gita again and again. What is the mistake we did? What is the wrong we did? We became envious of Bhagavan, Krishna. He said, I want to become Krishna. I want to become Krishna. I want to become like Krishna. So he said, okay, you go. We create a place for you and you try to become like me. So everyone within this creation is trying to be the best like Krishna. I want to be the best. Okay. So this is the situation. That's why Krishna is saying again and again and again and again, give up envy towards me. Yo me matamitam nityam anutishtanti manavaha sraddhavanto anasuyanto muchyante tebi karmabihi. With very great faith, those who follow my instructions without envy, he says, giving up all jealousy towards me, they will become free from this prison. But those who, out of enviousness, do not follow my instructions, they will perish within this universe. Always suffering, 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 suffering. This he keeps repeating again and again so many times in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so we have to understand that the goal of the human form of life for the soul, it is to deliver the soul from the cycle of birth and death and misery and go back home where he came from. Okay, and not only that, he gives in Bhagavatam, he is telling there is another goal. That is, any kind of relationships that you have with anyone, you have to deliver all of them also. If you are a guru, you have to deliver your disciple. If you are a father, you have to deliver your children. If you are a mother, also same thing. If you are a husband, you have to deliver your wife. If you are a wife, you have to deliver your husband. If you are a god, you have to deliver your devotee. All these things he is mentioning, right? So that is also our responsibility. Okay. So how to do it? Bhagavan has given a very simple means to do it. First, understand Brahman. Brahman is Bhagavan's Akshara Brahman. He told in the 8th chant, that is my home. Right? Dhamma, that is my home. It's not manifest to the human eyes. That doesn't mean it is not there. Okay, just because you cannot see Bhagavan doesn't see God doesn't exist. Just because you cannot see his abode, you can see his abode. You can go to a good temple like Venkatachalapati. He is not there. Venkatachalapati, that temple, nice Bhuloka Vaikuntham, Guruvayur, Bhuloka Vaikuntham, they are all there. So there is abodes like that which are there, not visible to our eyes, but they are all there. Okay, so the goal is to go back home. How to do that? Bhagavan says in the 18th chapter that I am there within everyone's heart. Jivatma is there, and within that Jivatma also Paramatma is there, God. Radha and Krishna are there. Prakritim cha purusham chaiva vidhi anadim ubhavopi. He says Prakriti also is there. What is Prakriti? Prakriti doesn't mean nature. Prakriti means Bhagavati. Bhagavan is Purusha and Bhagavati is Prakriti. Okay? So Prakritim cha purusham chaiva vidhi anadim ubhavopi. Both are there. There are two. There is Prakriti and there is Purusha. Krishna is the original person, male person, and Bhagavati Radha is the original female person. They both are present within this body as Paramatma and Paramatmika. Okay, in the Lakshmi Ashtotram, Prakritim Vikritim Vidyam Sarvabhita Ida Pradam Sradham Vibhudim Surabhim Namami Paramatmikam. So Paramatmika also is there. Paramatma is there. Paramatmika also is there. They both are present within this body. Actually, this body is given by Prakriti, Mula Prakriti, Bhagavati Radha. Given this body, Radha in the form of Durga Devi, she has given this material. All material bodies are there because of the presence of Mula Prakriti. Durga Devi in this material world, in the spiritual world, all the forms are bestowed by Radha. So they both are known as Mula Prakriti. Mula Prakriti, Durga for this material creation and Radha for the spiritual creation. There are forms there given by Mula Prakriti, Bhagavati. Okay, so we have to understand that Bhagavan says, I am there. Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati. He is now speaking, even though he is standing in front of Bhagavan, in front of Arjuna, he is talking in the third person. The Lord of all creation, all creatures, all creation, he is residing in the heart of everyone. And how is the Jivatma situated? He is situated as if he is in a machine or like a taxi car. Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantrarudani Mayaya. These Jivatma are sitting inside the yantra, like a taxi car. And that taxi car in the form of this body is being driven by Mayaya. Maya refers to Durga Devi. And she is controlled by Bhagavan, that Ishvara, who is there inside. That Ishvara is Sri Krishna only. So, that why is he calling it third in the third person, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam? I am saying he has already said before, I am in the heart of everyone. But now he is telling Arjuna in the third person. Why? Because Krishna has entered each and every living being into the heart of every living being, but he has taken it, even though it's all Krishna, he is a unique form for each and every individual soul. Just like in the Rasa Leela, he took so many forms. For each gopi, he took a form. But we have to understand that each gopi's Krishna is different from the other one. Radha's Krishna is different from some other gopi's Krishna. Like that, each one as if like he has his own, each gopi has a Krishna with a particular fingerprint like stuff. So he is individually present, but at the same time, he is unique for each and every gopi. Radha's Krishna is different from any other gopi's Krishna. Similarly, when he marries 16,108 females, Ranis, in Dwarka, he took as many forms as there were queens. And he lived with every one of them simultaneously in different housings, taking that many forms. And each one knew whose his Krishna was. Right? For example, Satyabhama's Krishna will not go to Rukmani's Krishna. Similarly, Rukmani's Krishna will not go to Satyabhama. They all have their own unique form. So similarly, Bhagavan says, I have taken a form for you, Arjuna. I am your own and I am there in your heart. So you worship that Krishna who is there within you. Krishna and Radha both are there, they are yours. This body is the temple. Here again, 18th chapter, Bhagavan says, 13th chapter, Bhagavan says, this body is a temple. I am the deity of the temple and you are the pujari. Your only duty is to render service to that deity with you in this body. You are the pujari, the body is the temple, you are the pujari, and Radha and Krishna are the temple deities. Your 24-hour duty is to serve that deities, serve those deities. Because that is your temple, you have to take care of that temple. Right now, all these temples are abandoned temples. So, Arjuna, you do whatever it is that you do. Kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatmanava prakriti svabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai Narayana iti samarpayami Radha Krishna abhyam iti samarpayami. One thing. Okay, that is, whatever it is that I do with my body, mind, words, buddhi, intelligence, and with my swabhavam and with the very soul, whatever it is that I do, I offer that as a worship service to you. All those actions take place by your will, and I am simply acting. Actually, I am not doing it, you are making it happen. So I attribute all those actions to you. I offer all those actions through the mind also, through the intelligence also, through my swabhava that you have given, the nature, my nature you have given me, anything that happens, and with the very soul, everything I place it at your lotus feet. I offer that as a worship service to your lotus feet, and in this way you will become free from all your sins and you will come home. Not only that, in Bhagavatam and other scriptures, he says, if you follow this instruction of mine, I will deliver everyone connected with you. in your circle, body circle. I'll deliver all of them because that is your responsibility. I'll take over that responsibility. Because by doing everything all as offering to me, including your body is offered to me, your activities are offered to me, anything connected with your body, all your relations, everyone connected with me, they all come under my purview, under my responsibility. I'll take care of them. You don't have to worry about it. So you can deliver all of them. You can deliver yourself. So he also says that in the Akshara Brahma Yoga, he is saying that my home is there within you. Because I am there within you, the entire spiritual world is also within you. It comes within you. Okay? So you will be actually residing in my loka, inside this body. Even though we are within this body, you will be actually residing within this body in my loka. That Vaikuntha, just like we call Tirupati is Bhuloka Vaikuntha, this body becomes inside Vaikuntha, right? Goloka, Krishna's realm. And in this, that is why Abhyakta Akshara Ityukta, that entire Goloka comes in. And that situation where you are residing within this spiritual world that comes when you start serving Krishna here within this body, that spiritual world descends into your heart and you are residing already in that Goloka, in Krishna's world. That is called the Nitya Mukta state. You are already really, you have become from Jivatma to Atma. You have reached the stage of Atma. That means you are already your identity as a soul, as a resident of Goloka, you are already achieved right there. You are serving him soul to soul. Everyone within the spiritual world, Gola, Krishna's world, Goloka, spiritual world, is an Atma. Atma means a living being in the spiritual world is known as Atma. So all these souls are known as Atmas. We are known as Jivatmas because we are prisoners. But all the living beings who are there in the spiritual world, they are all Atmas. And Krishna is Paramatma. He is the supreme. Just like we have Modi. He is a human being. I am also a human being. But I am not Prime Minister. Right? Similarly, Krishna is Paramatma. He is the leader of all. He is the source of all. He is the master. He is the supreme. And we are all parts of him. We look like him, everything. We have a body like him, everything. But we are only the subjects. We are related to him in many ways. Krishna says you can come to my home in any relationship you want. You can think of me as a servant. You can think of me as a brother or friend. You can think of me as a son or father. Or you can think of me as a lover. Any relationship you can keep with me, right? And come to me. You will be related to me like a home. Because that is Goloka is my home. And everyone there is related to me. So I want you to come there. You can go to anywhere. If you want to, if you are a devotee of Shiva, you can go there. Whosoever you worship and with devotion, you will go there. You will go to Shivaloka. You will go to Subramanya Swami Loka if you are a devotee of Subramanya Swami. Like that, anyone who you worship, you will go there. Okay, but understand that my home is different from them. Why? Because he says all the gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and all the other gods, Mupatti Mukkoda, 33 crores of gods are there within this creation to administer this universe. Okay? They are all office people. Krishna has taken all these different forms and parts of him have taken these different forms as administrators of this universe, which is jail. Okay? So they are all office. If you go to Shivaloka, there is no intimacy there with him. You can go there. You won't have to be born again and everything, but you won't have the intimacy of a home, a relationship of a home there. Similarly, any other loci within this universe, connected to this universe, you go, you will not have that kind of intimate relationship that you get when you go to Goloka in Krishna Loka. Why? That's why you see Krishna is always fruit with gopis, gopas, cows and everything enjoying life, right? But all the other gods have weapons. Why? Because they are of his people. You can go to Vaikuntha, that is also Narayana's Vaikuntha, Vishnu's Vaikuntha, like that you can go. But they are offices. There is no intimacy there. Okay? So Krishna is saying, I want you to come home. So those who worship me will come to me. Those who worship others, they will go to them. If you worship gods, you will go to the gods. If you worship the mains, forefathers, you will go to forefathers. If you worship human beings, you will become a human being. If you worship lower forms of life, like those people who have pets and everything, and they consider that everything is those pets, right? They spend so much time serving them and loving them and thinking of them. They will go to that. He says, whatever it is that you dedicate your life for, that was you will become. If you always think of me, lead your life thinking of me, take my holy names, right? And do everything you do as a service to me. Then you will come to me to my home, and that is your home, and you can live ever happily there, eternally there. So this is the promise given by Krishna. So the easiest way, he says there is no need, because Vedaishcha Savai Avamaya Vedya. I am the only one to be known from all the Vedas. So once you know that I am everything, everything has come from me, and you are part of me, and a part means to surrender service to the whole. This hand is a part of this body, it is meant to serve this whole. We are part of Bhagavan, right? So your service is, your duty is to serve me. So you serve me within your heart, you see me within everyone, and respect everyone. Each and every being is a temple. So you can say, but your primary responsibility is to your temple. You can just go to see the other temple and offer namaskaram. That's about it. But your primary duty is to render service to me within your own heart. So whatever it is you do, you may be serving your parents. That's okay. Lord has put you in that situation. You offer that service as a service to Krishna within your own heart. So everything you do has to be a worship service to Krishna and Radha and Krishna in your own heart. In this way you lead your life. Always remember Radha and Krishna by chanting their names. You can chant Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna. That's enough. There is no need for bombastic stotras, even though they are there, which are good. Okay, but even simple recitation of Radha and Krishna are enough to take you back home in this very life. After this very life, you can go back home. Okay, this is the message. Don't think that Brahman has no form. Brahman has everything that you experience here, but they are all eternal. They are all full of light and knowledge, and they are all fully blissful. Every Atma is blissful, Satchitananda Rupa in the spiritual world. All the cows, all the gopis, all the gopas, all the trees, all the plants, all the rivers, all the mountains, all the lands, everything is spiritual, eternally existing, all blissful. There are no jadams there in the spiritual world. Everything is life. Even vehicles are there, right? But they are all personalities. They are all serving Bhagavan and his devotees there. Like Ananta, Lord Ananta, right? He has become a bed for Lord Narayan, right? Garuda has become a Vahanam for him, right? Bull is a Vahanam for Shiva, right? Peacock is a Vahanam for Subramanya Swami, right? Little mouse is a Vahanam for Ganesha. Like that, there are vehicles there, but they are all personalities. They are all serving. right? But they also have real form as real form, and also form of a vehicle or any other thing. Maybe a furniture, maybe a bed, maybe a sofa. Like that, they all have forms, but they are all spiritual. They have life, and they are doing a service, and they are truly blissful. The main criteria, spiritual living and material living, is one. Material living is with like and dislike, right? I like this, I don't like this, right? Secondly, it is uh, discrimination, jati discrimination, position discrimination, all kinds of discrimination is there. That is another quality of this Bhautik life. And the third is competition. Everyone is competing because they all want to become Krishna, right? Everyone is competing. I want to be the best. I want to be the best, like that. That is third. And the third one, everyone wants to be a master, boss, right? Because they want to be like Krishna. That is the nature of this Bhautika. What is in the spiritual world? In the spiritual world is true love. No likes and dislikes. Love. Everyone loves everyone. Everyone loves Bhagavan, Bhagavati. Everyone loves each other like that. Second is equality everywhere. No discrimination, nothing. Equal. Everyone sees Bhagavan everywhere. This is Bhagavan is from Bhagavan, 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 Bhagavan. Sees Bhagavan everywhere. And third is cooperation. No competition. Everyone cooperates. Bhagavan himself cooperates like that. And fourth one is only service. Yajna. Yajna means service, right? Yajna karmodbhavam viddhi. Karma Brahma samudbhavam. The action has proceeded forth from Brahma, from the spiritual world. And those actions are, every action is a yajna. Yajna karmodbhavam viddhi. And those yajnas come from the spiritual world. What is that service? Service to God, and general service is itself as yajna. Okay. So that is the nature. Even Bhagavan does service there to everyone. Like when he came here, he became a charioteer for Arjuna, right? Then when Yudhishthira performed his Rajasuya sacrifice, he gave different responsibilities to different people. What responsibility did he give to Krishna? To receive all the guests. And Krishna would receive all the guests, wash their feet and wipe them, and ask them to go in. That was the duty Krishna did. He was serving Yudhishthira, who is his devotee, by doing this activity as a service. So everyone in the spiritual world is doing service. Nobody wants to become master. Even God, Bhagavan, doesn't think himself as a master. He thinks himself as a servant of everyone. So that is what is required. If you want to go back to the spiritual world, which is real, right? Then we have to follow these principles. Okay? And finally, Srimad Bhagavatam says, Varanti tat tatvitaha tattvam yat jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdate. Right? All the knowers of the absolute truth, tattvam, absolute truth, describe that absolute truth, which is only one. There is no two absolute truth. There is only one absolute truth. And that is expressed as Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. They are all together. They are not different. Okay? Not that this philosophy calls him this, that philosophy calls him that, this philosophy. No. They are always together. How? Brahman, we already described Aksharam Brahma. So the abode of God is Aksharam Brahma. Imperishable Brahman is abode. It is there eternally, it is existing. And second, Bhagavan, that is his home, that home, Brahman, Akshara Brahman, Goloka, his home. Okay. And third, he is present as Paramatma within everyone. It is said that God is there everywhere. But how he is there? He is there as Paramatma. Even within an atom, Bhagavan is there as Paramatma in his whole form. Radha and Krishna are there. Okay, within every Jivani living being, they are there as Paramatma. Within an ant, within a little tiny germ, he is there as Paramatma. Right? So this way, he is spread everywhere in the form of Paramatma as his own self. We cannot see him. That doesn't mean he doesn't exist. Right? Like one of your son or somebody may be gone to USA, for example. Right? You are here in India. Okay? You don't see him, but he is there. He doesn't vanish. It doesn't mean he doesn't have a form. He's there. He's just invisible. You are not able to see him. Similarly, God is there everywhere. You are not able to see him. But he is there. He is not manifesting he remains invisible. When he wants, he can manifest. Even the gods could not see him when he was here. Right? Varuna had to steal Krishna's father, Vasudeva, so that Krishna will come to go to Varuna to release his father, and that way he will get a darshan of Krishna. Right? It's like that. So Brahma wanted to see him. He stole all the calves and covered boys and put him in a cave. But Krishna took all those forms. Right? And then finally Brahma realizes that I made a mistake. This is God. I made a mistake. So he comes. Then he gives him darshan to Brahma. Okay, come. He prays to him, forgive me. Okay, I made a mistake. So he gives. So to see him, they have to go through so much trouble. Right? So God doesn't give darshan even to gods. Okay, only if he wills, he will give. So how can he give us just like that if we don't have devotion? He is there in our whole body is there, right? But we can feel him. If you meditate on him, the meditative procedure is given in scriptures from toe to here. How his entire form, his spiritual form is. You can meditate on that form, right? And then when you practice like that, regularly spend a lot of time in meditating him within you and rendering service to him internally, soul to soul connection, then you will be able to realize it. You will be able to feel him inside. And secondly, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord is talking about yoga. What is yoga? There are 18 chapters, there are 18 yogas. Yoga, nobody has given. You can see all the Bhagavad Gita books that have been released so far. Nobody has given the meaning of yoga. Yoga means to link Jivatma with Paramatma by service. That is yoga. Linking Jivatma with Paramatma. Because Jivatma is not linked with Paramatma now. Everyone is external vision. You have to go inside and link that connection with Paramatma. Then worship him, serve him, take his holy names constantly, remember him. Then you will be able to feel his presence there. Okay, this is yoga. There are 18 yogas. Each chapter is a yoga. Right? So, this is very important. Linking Jivatma with Paramatma. Make this temple make it from abandoned temple to live temple where the Vaikuntha comes inside and Lord resides there and receives the service. This body becomes a holy body. So this is you can simply understand he is there. We don't say that you don't go to temples. All God is there everywhere, as people know, right? So you go Every temple there is Bhagavan is there. Worship it. Right? You can go. Everyone you see, Bhagavan is there. You can say Namaste. Even to an ant you can say. Even to your dog you can say Namaste. Because Radha and Krishna is there within all of them. In this way, develop a universal vision where God is everywhere. And take his holy name. Simple name like Radha Krishna is enough. Right? And remembrance. You can remember him present. When you eat, he eats. When you see, he sees. When you hear, he hears. When you act, do anything. When you feel, he is feeling and you are feeling him. Like that, connect every activity of the body with him. Link every activity with him. And in this way, you can attain that ultimate position, which is the goal of life, to go back to home, to Goloka, to Rasamantla where you were born, initially from the Garbha of Radha. So this is the goal of life. Understand this, what is Brahman? Brahman is absolute truth. And the Brahman has form. There is no formlessness in Brahman. Everything is form. With this, we stop this narration. Thank you for listening to this. We wish you all that you will develop true devotion to Bhagavan, Radha and Krishna, and you will go back to that abode of God. Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna.